Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Pilates with B. As you can see from the title, we're about to start a new series. 5 days of Pilates for mobility. Starting off today with spinal mobility, we're going to get those spines moving. If you've been sitting on the couch or just suffer a bit with a stiff back, this one is for you. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button, as it does help out a lot in letting the YouTube algorithm know that you guys are interested in what I am making, which I hope you are. I'm enjoying creating these like little series for you guys. It keeps, hello motorcycle. As I was saying, I really enjoy making these series for you guys, and I think it's a little bit more interesting than just doing the normal workouts. So today we're going to tackle spine mobility, maybe next week, because we're not going to do this 5 days in a row, but rather I'm going to split it over 3 weeks, so 2 episodes per week. So on the third week we'll end with maybe all of them put together into one full mobility workout. But until we reach then, please pull up your mats and enjoy. We are starting in a standing position with the roll down, something all of you are very familiar with. We're going to lower the head down, pressing your stomach back towards your spine, creating a lovely roundedness in that lower back. Remember to keep your knees bent, putting no pressure onto those knees. Taking a deep breath in, and on your out breath, straighten up. Looking up towards, looking out in front of you, taking it back down and rolling back up through that spine. Working slowly into that mobility into the spine, creating the roundedness all the way down, a bit of a bend in the knees, going down as far as you can go. Taking a deep breath in when you reach the floor or at your lowest point, and on your out breath, bringing it up, looking forward, straight back, tabletop, taking it down to your lowest point again, and rolling it up. You see, when we're rolling, we're keeping that nice roundedness through the back, and we slowly uncurl that spine, tucking in the pelvis, strong core. And taking a deep breath in, we lower it back down, neck, shoulders, roundedness in the back, as far down as we can go. Taking a deep breath in, and out, reaching forward, tabletop spine, sucked in belly button, strong core, anchoring yourself, bringing it down, and let's roll it up, uncurling that spine, really focus on articulating that spinal column as we're rolling up. One more time down to the floor, taking it back down. We're just warming that spine up now, getting everything nice and warm, getting ready for the workouts ahead. Straighten up into tabletop, bringing it down, and let's take it down onto all fours. Another exercise you're all very familiar with. You're going to take it into neutral back so it's nice and flat. Taking a deep breath in, and on your out breath we're going to arch it up into cat. Taking a deep breath in, and on your out breath, lowering it down into cow, just articulating through that spine, trying to keep the body as level as possible. Taking a deep breath in, and out, arching up into cat. And using your pelvis, shifting it back into cow. Deep breath in. and out. Slowly just working that mobility into the spine, always keeping that stomach sucked in back towards the spine, strong core supporting that lower back. We don't want to add any pressure into that lower back and possibly cause any pain or harm to your back. So we're always supporting it with those strong core muscles that we've been developing right here on Pilates with B. And let's suck it back up. One more time back to neutral. Lovely work. Let's take it down. Your feet are out in front of you. Putting your arms shoulder width, shoulder height should I say, in front of you. Taking a deep breath in. And on your out breath, you're going to suck in your belly button. Articulate through that spine, round through that lower back as you reach forward as far as you can go. Only go as far as you can go. Then, when you've reached your furthest point, taking a deep breath in. And on your out breath, just start to unroll your spine. So you feel yourself going back. And then you start to straighten up through the lower, through the middle, and through the top. Always smiling, ladies and gentlemen. Always smiling. Deep breath in. And on your out breath, roll it forward, sucking in that belly button, creating a nice roundedness through that lower back as you reach forward. Do not crane the neck, but just look down in front of you. Taking a deep breath in at your furthest point, and slowly out breath, unroll your spine. And lower your shoulders, always keeping your shoulder blades away from your ears. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Articulate that spine back. Lovely work. We're going to do 2 more. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Really making sure you're going from this position and just slowly uncurling it back up to a straight back. One more time. Lovely work, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving into something I don't think I've done with any of you yet, and that is the mermaid pose. So there are 2 ways that you can do it. You're either in the position like this, where your foot is in line with your leg, and you have a little bit of almost like a half an M going on in your leg. So your leg is either flat and like that, or you can stack your legs on top of each other like that, which might be a little bit easier for some of you that are not flexible enough to get into this position. So I'm going to do it from this position first, and then I'll show you the next one. And what you want to do from here is you're putting your hand down, dropping down onto your elbow, and stretching across the body, taking that shoulder away from the ear, really pulling over that body. Taking a deep breath in, and on your out breath, bringing that top arm over, and stretching through the opposite side. This is where you're going to feel the biggest stretch through the side muscles, through that hip. It's a lovely opening up, an opener for the hips, for that side body. Really just a great stretch. And then if you're on this position, it's the same thing. Dropping down onto your elbow, stretching through that side body. And then coming back up, trying to keep a bit of a fluid motion moving through it. Remember, you're between 2 panes of glass here. You're not leaning forward. You're not stretching back. you're keeping it nice and in alignment. You should feel both your sit bones, both your buttocks on the mat. Rolling it over. We're going to do 2 more like this. Always move on your out breath. Deep breath in and out. Trying to keep those buttocks on the mat the entire time. I can feel myself, I'm very stiff down this side body. And one more time, rolling it over. We're just creating everything with a nice light movement, nice mobility, no real static stretching. Trying to keep everything as mobile as we can. Coming back up to center. You're going to switch your legs. So you're either there or you have them stacked. It's completely up to you. Dropping it down so we can get a nice stretch through that other side body. Bringing it up. Oh, I don't know if this is harder or easier. I really hope you guys enjoyed the 10-minute series. It was a really cool series and I did enjoy making that. A little bit shorter, but definitely for those people that just can't find the time to do a full Pilates workout. I hope that you guys really enjoyed it. We might come back to it maybe in the future or something like that. But in the meantime, I'm happy to get back to doing slightly longer practices and also the new series, all on mobility. Something that's always been very important to me and something that I've been trying to work on when I got into yoga and Pilates and things like that, was just trying to work on my mobility, especially in my spine, because it's something that I've suffered with for a very long time. 2 more times, ladies and gentlemen, 2 more times. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that also have gotten into Pilates or yoga for your lower back, maybe to get stronger, but maybe you play a sport or something and you're just looking for that extra mobility to help you out. Then this one is for you. One more time onto the other side. Lovely work, ladies and gentlemen. Very strong work. We're going to take it down onto the mat fully now. Flipping it around. We're taking your hands, checking that your feet are arm's length away from you. Your belly button, as you can see right now, I have a bit of a gap underneath here. And what I want to do for this section is to try and close that gap up. So what I want you to do is I want you to round that back. And then you can see you start to close up that gap. So you're going from there to there. It's an ever so slight pelvic tilt that just takes you from there to there. We have done this before, but I'm just revisiting it because it is so important for that lower back, and especially for a lot of practices that involve bridge work and trying to move on to those one-legged bridges. It becomes very important that our spine is anchored, that we can anchor our spine to the mat, especially for roll-ups, because you want to feel that lower back touching the mat as well as every other part of your back. As you can see there, sucked in. You can see a nice hollowness going on here. And then you're going to press it out. A bit more bulgy here now. And suck it in. You can see my movement on my hands. Just going with my pelvic tilt. And there. And there. And then obviously from there you can move it up into bridge. And slowly articulate, so you want to see your middle back touch. rolling down onto your lower back. Now, what a lot of people do is they tend to go up into bridge and then just come down, which means they miss the middle back and that lovely articulation, feeling as if your spine is slowly sticking itself back onto the mat. If you think of a rocking horse that does that, that's exactly what I want your spine to do when it comes down onto the mat. So you're going from gap, you're closing up the gap, bringing yourself up, peeling it off. Somebody described it as sticky tape coming off a piece of off the floor or off a roll. Deep breath in, and then you slowly articulate that middle spine and rolling it down onto that lower spine. One more time, from gap to no gap to rolling up and slowly rolling it down, middle and lower. And if you wanted to work into your upper back, what you would do is taking your hands behind your head, taking a deep breath in, making sure that you keep that lower back anchored. This is where it becomes important that you know how to anchor that lower back onto the mat. And then bringing it up. As you can see, I've still got that gap, I'm still closing that gap up and bringing it down. And this is just working into that upper spine and getting a bit of more mobility through the thoracic or upper spine. Coming up, we're still anchored. We still got a lovely hollowness going on. Taking it down. Deep breath in and out. Bring it down. Now, if you wanted to do a little bit of a combination, what you could do is you could bring it up into your bridge, taking your one hand behind you, just touching it onto the side of your head, articulating your spine down, and then running off that movement, anchoring that lower spine, and bringing it down, hand back down to the mat, articulate that spine up, bringing your one hand over next to your head, lowering middle to lower, to bring it up, touch, bring it down, touch, bringing it up, down, bring it up. You can see we're creating a nice lift through the thoracic, really articulating into that upper back, still strong through that core, keeping that lower back nice and anchored. And the body does not move. Everything is nice and anchored through those hips, through that back, through that core. Taking it back down. We'll do one more on each side, bringing it up into bridge, taking your one arm over, towering it on the side of your head, lowering down through that spine, bringing it up when that lower back is nice and anchored, taking it down, hands come down, just readjust if you need to, if you've lost that arm length away, bringing it up into bridge, taking your arm, hand next to your head, lowering it down. As soon as that lower back is nice and anchored onto that mat, we lift it up. As you can see, we're keeping nice and strong. It's not flaring out. Rather, we're keeping everything nice and in alignment. And back down again. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a small little series on spinal mobility. These are, of course, not the only exercises you could do, but I feel that these are important and are easy for you guys to do, but also give you a nice variety. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that share button. And I will see you guys on Thursday for day 2 of the 5 days of Pilates for mobility. Bye-bye.